Okay, above 1500s. Or in the 1500s, I should say. This one looks more Cinderace than Spectriary to me. Two dark types, and they've got Regieleki. I could just leave Grimmsnarl Spectria, fake out the Regieleki, and KO it on the first turn. But I am not doing that. The White Herb makes Cinderace quite nice against Regieleki, because if they Electro Web, you're back to neutral and then you Airstream faster than them. So it is quite nice. The only issue is if they lead with Intimidate and Regieleki, and the White Herb gets used up then. So there is the Regieleki, so I'm glad I didn't go Spectria. Okay, so it's just screens. So I don't need to be as concerned with this Regieleki then. But then I might as well stop the screens anyway. So I can Airstream here into the Regieleki, and then next time I get to Knuckle the Regieleki and Spirit Break the Moltres, even though it's weakness policy. Knuckle will give the boost. We'll see if they're brave enough to Nasty Plot turn 1. That would be very strange if they do, because I could just do a huge amount of damage to them with the Cinderace. Yeah. They had to max. Nasty Plot was too risky. Although, I guess now, if they're Airstreaming, Knuckle would have been better, because then I can't Sucker Punch the Electro Web. And because I'm at +1, that means that my White Herb won't activate. And if I Sucker Punch them as they set a screen, that is not ideal. So Knuckle was better there. But then was it? Because they're going to Airstream anyway. So no, Airstream is fine. Yeah, Knuckle is bad in that situation. So now, do they scream? Because if I Sucker Punch the Regieleki, that is wonderful. So I'm going to Sucker Punch the Regieleki, and I'm going to... Darkness the Regieleki, I think. Because I do have Togekiss, so... Getting the... Okay, they did attack, so that's good. So I guess Darkness is slightly worse into the Moltres than Fireball would have been. But I am expecting to Dazzling Gleam the Moltres at some point, so this is fine. And I guess Airstream is probably still better, because they're going to Airstream again. And that may put them faster. It will depend on their bulk, but they may be faster than the Cinderace now. We will have to see. This is not too bad. Because their max is going to be wasted as well. There's Mamoswine. Am I in Ice Shard range? If I'd have Fireballed, I probably wasn't. Yeah, so I need to break the sash of the Mamoswine. So that it's in Grassy Glide range. But they Ice Shard the Grimmsnarl. I am perfectly content with... And their Life Orb. Am I faster? I am faster. That's brilliant. I'm going to activate their weakness policy, but I'm going to get +1 Spirit Break into this Moltres now. And they're surely going to be in range of Dazzling Gleam. That was a weird Ice Shard target. Most Cinderace don't carry Max Guard, so very strange Ice Shard target. And with my Assault Vest, I should be living wherever the Moltres throws at me. They go for the Cinderace anyway. And now they're down to Fiery Wrath and Air Slash, so this is fine. Yeah, look at that damage. That's glorious. That might be Sucker Punch and Grassy Glide range. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is, because I'm +1 on the Sucker Punch. So I'm going to go into Rillaboom here first, I think. I can't remember what else they had, so I'm going to fake out something with the Rillaboom. With my Assault Vest, I'm still taking on this Moltres pretty well. Like, even though they're +2, because of Berserk and Weakness Policy. No. Yeah, Berserk cancels out my Spirit Break. But my Rillaboom is slower, so that is very good. And that's exactly why I put my Rillaboom to be a little slow. What's the best way around of doing this? I can Dazzle Gleam whenever I want to KO the Moltres. I'm gonna Spirit Break and Grassy Glide. Fake Out is fine this turn. But then I might as well get the chip onto the Finny anyway, if I'm losing the Rillaboom anyway. But Moltres protected, so that's good. So I'm glad I went for Grassy Glide, because that is a wonderful chip. Moonblast shouldn't KO the Grimmsnow with my Assault Vest? Yeah, easy. Now I just Sucker Punch and Grassy Glide the Moltres, and I should be sorted. Because you would assume they protect the Finny here. Because they're not Specs, so they should have Protect. Specs would have KO'd me, so pretty simple. And that's definitely enough to KO the Moltres, so the game's over. And exactly why I have a slightly slower Rillaboom. Because if the grassy terrain didn't go up, then I'd have lost a lot of power, I'd have lost priority, so the Moltres would have been able to attack me first. So, very nice. So this is the true climb now. This is the true climb. I've said that before, but this is definitely the true climb. Like true with no E and an umlaut over the U. This is the true climb. Okay, that's the ratings you want to see. Interesting having Glastrier with no Trick Room. There is speed swap potential on the Raichu. But I'm fine leading with my Spectria here. Last one. It's between Cinderace and Urshifu for the Glastrier. Cinderace is slightly better against the rest of the team, but Urshifu can take a hit from the Glastrier. Use Cinderace. Because I think Cinderace outspeeds the Raichu as well. Looks like they might be wanting to speed swap. This is definitely just Fake Out and Phantasm into the Raichu. Yeah, just Focus Sash and Assault Vest. Okay, that's good to know they can't max guard. That's very good. So this is definitely Fake Out into the Raichu and Phantasm to set up the Pyroble KO on the Gastria. But it's a shame I didn't bring Urshifu now. Especially if they Dynamax the Gastria, because then that would have been a very safe banded close combat to KO. But now I have to play around with Pyroball or High Jump Kick. Yep, they do Dynamax straight away. That's very good. It means they're two-shotting my Spectria, but I'm also getting two Phantasms, so they'll be in range of Pyroball. Just, like, I assume so. At least any chip will put it definitely in range of Pyroball, assuming it's -2. Or definitely if it is losing its Dynamax. But they are going to fake me out, so they do keep the Raichu this turn. Do I Sucker Punch the Raichu? I don't think I do, because Speed Swap is potential. So maybe a waste getting all that Phantasm for 1 HP. No, they're KOing themselves. That's fine. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. Like, easy two-shot on my Spectria, but thank you kindly for KOing your own Raichu. So now my Grimmsnarl is a bit freed up to do what it wants. And my Spectria is. Like, I can Phantasm for bigger damage now rather than 1 HP. So very good. Only issue would be a Cinderace with Sucker Punch, I think. That's Cinderace. And I'm going to Scout. They could be coaching, but I'm going to Scout for the Sucker Punch. And I made the correct play. It's a shame they don't turn into a Dark type. That would have been much better, but hopefully they're going to KO my Grimmsnarl this turn. Which they do. Good, so I get Fake Out. Like, I will sacrifice my Rillaboom to be able to do that, but that should be fine, because then they'll be in range of -2 Pyroball. Or I keep my Rillaboom, and then can beat the Water type that will be in the back. Now they've got the Chilling Neigh, they do KO my Rillaboom if they want to, but this is fine. If they switch out the Cinderace, that could be a bit awkward. And then we'll have to go for a Sucker Punch speed tie. It is annoying that they don't turn into... yeah, and I should have gone for Assurance anyway, because they weren't going to change type if they were Sucker Punch. But yeah, I can just Fake Out. Hopefully they stay in. But I'm in the Phantasm anyway. And nothing's going to appreciate it regardless. They do switch out, so smart to preserve the Sucker Punch. But Rotom is not going to appreciate that at all. And ideally it survives. Be weak, Spectria. Nice and strong. Wonderful. So that's not ideal. Because now they can Sucker Punch KO my... my Spectria. So that doesn't work out, unfortunately. I should still win, right? Maybe. the odds are in my favor. Because even if they Sucker Punch, so long as I hit the Pyro Ball, I'm going to just do that. Like, I'm pretty sure. I have time, so I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't need to high jump kick, right? I mean, if I miss the high jump kick, I lose regardless, so it might be better too because it's still the same odds. But -2 defense on Glastria. Why is that doing so little? Oh, the rain set up. Yeah, so both KO regardless. But I'm ahead on HP. I think it's still optimal to taunt to avoid Sucker Punch regardless. What type is it better to be? It's surely better to be... which one's it better to be? I think it's Fire. And it still should be... like, because if they're... they can't OHKO my Cinderace anyway, right? This may be a throw if they target the Cinderace. It was a throw, apparently. But hit the Pyro Ball, so that's nice. If Cinderace survives this turn, I should win. But they went for Pyro Ball anyway, so... like, Shadow Ball guaranteed the win? Oh, they went into... yeah, perfect. Perfect. They are Life Orbs, so... high Jump Kick is risky if they have Protect. No, it's not, because I taunted them! Haha! High Jump Kick is guaranteed 90% of the time. So it's going to come down to accuracy, I think, and speed ties, maybe. But they can definitely Sucker Punch KO my Spectrier now. So good play not Sucker Punching previously, but odds are still in my favour. Odds are like 90% in my favour, Cinderace. Come on. Like, maybe should have Pyro Balled, because then that covered for the Sucker Punch and still KOs and doesn't KO myself and gives me another chance, but... Cinderace! Yeah, well done, Cinderace. Okay, cool. That is a scary endgame. But that was a 1600s guy, right? So that's some reasonable points. That is stressful. Like, whenever I have to click high jump kick, it's so much stress. Why did I do that to myself for 7 months with Pheromosa back in 2017? I'm not sure why. Why am I using it now? My jump kick is so stressful. One more and then 1600s, so over halfway there now. Well, just about halfway. It depends if I'm going for 1700s or not, because 1680 is probably safe. And I don't like ICs enough to play it to try and avoid a round 1 bye. So I'm almost certainly just going to... if I get to 1700s, I'm sorted. Okay, I'm going to go Grimmsnarl and Spectrier here. Because I can taunt a Porygon 2, I can Fake Out and KO a Regieleki. Gonna bring my own Urshifu. And then... not too fond of Rillaboom. If I knew it was Rapid Strike, I would probably bring Rillaboom, but I think I'm bringing Togekiss instead. Okay, that's P2, that's getting taunted. Yep, that's just fake out and taunt every day. Okay, they're the wrong berry on the Incineroar. You should always be Citrus. Citrus is way better than Super Berry unless your Citrus Berry is taken. And found out that my Grimmsnarl is faster than their Incineroar. Thank you very much, Frisk. So I will just fake out the Incineroar. I will taunt the P2. Very safe. If they attack with the P2, good for them. That's a cool noise. I think I preferred my Lotix, but reasonable start. Do I Dynamax? Because if I get in my Urshifu against the... Because I don't really want to Quake here. I think I'm going to Spirit Break, because if they Parting Shot is the only issue. If they Parting Shot and go into Regieleki, that is not ideal. But I know they're not Shuka. This is bad if it's Parting Shot. Should have switched Grimmsnarl into Urshifu, that was probably better. But I don't want to Eating a Tri-Attack. Okay, they are attacking, so tiny bit more chip, and now they're in range. Yes? Yes, they are in range. Spectria, they are in range. They're in range. Sucker Punch probably was necessary. But that's pretty good. Shadow Ball, or just try attack. Yeah, it's try attack, so I didn't want to switch Urshifu in on that. Especially if I get paralyzed like that. Not ideal. Okay, it's single strike, fair enough. I want my Urshifu in. Seems a bit risky. Okay, that's fine. Now just don't burn me, don't paralyze me, don't freeze me. Don't status me. And don't KO the Urshifu. The Urshifu makes it through this turn, I'm fine. Be strong, Urshifu! Okay, that was fine. That was not fine. That was very not fine. What do I do now? I'm not sure what I do now. I think what I do is Unthor. Or Thor, whichever one it is. Both of them work, I think. But yeah, that is awful. Because ban in close combat at -1 KOs P2. So like this was near guaranteed if that freeze didn't happen. Got no way of Thoring. Like naturally. So now they just sweep with Glastria. Like 80% of the time they sweep with Glastria now. guess it was probably better to just lose the Spectria. Because I knew I was going down to Wicked Blow regardless, so I probably should have just sacked it and got Urshifu in this way, but oh well. This did open me up to the freeze. Got through the paralysis at least, but now they just Trick Room and win. They do not Trick Room, and they do not win. Well done, Urshifu. Well done. That was scary. And, like, yeah, I could have done it. Like, I knew Spectria was going down that turn, so, you know, take the paid switch rather than the risky switch. But Urshifu did well. And now Glastria just gets blown up by the close combat, so sorted. Wonder if I'm still faster than the Glastria. And to be fair, I don't actually know if I'm sorted or not. Probably should have switched the Togekiss in on the Quake. And then I'd have been able to stall out the Dynamax like that. No, I'm not going to be able to close combat it without its Dynamax. So Grimmsnarl makes it through the turn. Like, if Grimmsnarl gets an Assurance off, I'm pretty sure I have enough damage output to win. But otherwise, I guess we'll see. This is going to do huge damage. That is over half, which should be considered huge damage. Weakness policy wouldn't matter here. I do get paralyzed. And they do KO me with Quake. But at least I know I'm faster. So I just need to not get paralyzed again with the Grimmsnarl. So I can get Dazzling Gleam and Assurance, and then a Sucker Punch. So it is going to come down to paralysis, which is definitely not ideal. But I guess it was technically optimal to switch into Togekiss that turn, because they had to Quake the Urshifu every single time. So, you know, might as well have wasted a turn, but then they could have Steel Spiked the next turn. That's not going to be enough. Grimmsnarl got the Assurance, okay. So that's Sucker Punch range. It just needs to be able to get off the Sucker Punch. So it's up to you now, Grimmsnarl. It's definitely in range after the Life Orb, so 75% of the time. Grimmsnarl. 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 Well done, Grimmsnarl. That was scary. That's the scariest match so far. But then, again, you're not going to get an IC unless you're... Like, okay, another one off the bingo. Getting frozen. Because you should always get frozen in an IC.